British DJs, an American voiceover. It's the Harley and
Raina Van Dale
and Josh Show.
We did it, Harley.
Hey!
We found one friend.
We found a friend.
It's no longer just the Harley and Josh show.
I'm guessing we've started now, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. This is an offline video. What is it? Words. It's an offline podcast this week because bank holiday means the radio show's shut. So
it is.
It's going to be, well, as you're listening to this, you know that it's available a little bit early.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, late because most people listen to it live on a Monday.
Of course. So if you listen to it live, well, welcome to the internet.
Welcome to the past.
Welcome to the past times. But also more so, welcome to a guy you spoke about last week. I had no idea who he was.
Yeah. Did you Google?
I Googled him, and actually it came up with his straight onto his YouTube channel.
He's a real person.
That's one plug already, and I've not said a word yet. This is
I'm a real boy.
Nice. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Mr. Raina Van Dale.
We can actually do that.
Hey, everyone.
How do you feel about being the first guest on the Harley and Josh show?
I love it because I feel like I'm a guest every week in spirit because I hear my name mentioned about 12,000 times.
Ghost of Raina's past.
The ghost of Raina's past.
Yes, I'm not. You're not going to be the last guest by any means. I don't know if David's spoken to you yet.
I'm worried now because I feel like Raina's got death in his eyes. He's like, no, not until I get to Dave first. I want to be the only ever guest you guys ever had.
I mean, you look the same. It's hard to tell you apart. But
yes, so Raina's evil twin will be coming on the show. Do you know what date he's going to be coming on the show, Harley?
next Monday.
It's next Monday.
Because it's school holidays, we don't have to go to Rock Project straight after.
Mental.
So he's going to come and be part of our
Give
show.
us some wisdom. And he's going to be on Mitch's show beforehand on IO Radio as
He
well.
is indeed.
So, nice one. So yeah, tune in on IO Radio from 1 o'clock, I'm expecting then, yeah?
Yes.
1 p.m. next Monday.
Yeah.
Hello,
whammy.
Raina. Sorry, that was a long introduction that we went off to other things. Happy Bank Mondays.
Happy Bank Monday, April Fool's Day.
Yeah, Hank Boliday.
It's Easter 2 days ago, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So retrospectively, I bought you both an Easter egg. Yay!
Oh my goodness!
Oh wow!
It's an. I was hoping to spoonerise it, but I can't really say it. Ilt Master. No.
Or a Malteser.
There we go. Maltese.
Oh, Dave, if you do come on the show, these are the standards you've got to live up to.
We expect sweets.
Yeah, exactly. You got to buy yourself on, my friends.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it. No, thank you so much,
Yeah,
dude.
thank you, man.
I'm
No
going to
worries.
so much go on a chocolate coma later on.
Yeah, just have to work it off.
Exactly.
Playing
Rock and roll
Rip
music.
Raina.
Playing Jim, hashtag Rip Raina. This was a cool thing on Twitter the other day. I've only recently actually started taking Twitter seriously.
Yeah.
And 99% of my tweets is just a reply from Josh with some sort of pun or hashtag.
Exactly. We're the only people on Twitter.
Yeah.
My tweets are almost exclusively your retweets where you tagged me and I'm like, well, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
It's either an instant, automatic post from Instagram or retweeting my friend's tweets. That's all I do.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at any social media.
So if you're listening in, tweet at us how bad we are at tweeting,
Yeah.
and maybe we'll tweet
Give
about
me some advice on what to
What are
tweet
your
about.
ats?
At Harley C.
at Lockabilly's.
At Raina Van Dale.
There we go. Wow, that's
Easy peasy.
I'm already doing better than I ever have done before
From
because
your Twitter account.
just
Cool.
saying.
Well, just for anybody that hasn't caught the shows where we've been talking about Raina, so that's probably one show we've ever done. Raina is a professional drummer, drum teacher, videographer, and guitarist, songwriter, and was also just very good at being in the music scene, in lots of different bands, including the East Ham Pirates, and he has also played with us with the Lockabillys. Both of you guys have played together with me in the Lockabillys.
Yes.
You can actually catch that video on Raina's YouTube channel.
Yeah, that was in Kings Lynn. I've got
that was Be Natural
Be
Festival.
Natural,
yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
It's the video's called Lockabilly for the day.
Hey, nice.
Yeah, I
link
remember.
a Billy it in the description.
I'll link a Billy in the description.
Yeah, good.
Hashtag description.
Hashtag, bring it back.
Bring back my branding.
Is that what Twitter is? Just hashtag everything. I do. To be fair, when I'm posting in the Rock Project pages, talking about stuff and directing any advice or things to the students, I always put hashtag team base.
Nice.
No one else does it. No, it's not caught on. It's not caught
Well,
on
I'm
at
sure
all.
somebody's searching it anyway. I think that's the thing with hashtags. A lot of the time, you've just got to think there is so many people on the internet. Somebody is searching this. It depends how niche you are and like how badly you spell it. But
Especially as it's on a private group chat as well.
I've
It doesn't
been quite
really work,
lucky with my slogan because no one else seems to have coined "Go out and smash it" yet.
No.
So when you
Nice.
look up the hashtag "Go out and smash
It's
it," it's
all
pretty
you.
much just my content.
yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's
Very nice one.
And
So,
it got
Thank you for the nice
paraphrased.
intro, by the way. I haven't really been able to say thanks for
That was all right, That's all right. Well, I mean, so Raina is. So you are both doing masterclasses with the Rock Project.
We are indeed, yes.
This Thursday at the Railway Tavern in Ipswich. Is that right? What
Yeah.
time is that starting?
6 o'clock. We are going to be doing
6 p.m.
6 p.m. till 9 p.m.
Yes.
Nice.
I'll be doing a bit, and then I'll do
6 till 7:30.
You can get there on most buses. To be honest, it's just right next to Derby Road.
Yeah.
or
Train
you can
station.
get
as
a
well.
train to Derby Road.
Yeah, because it's called the Railway because it's right next to a train station.
God, it just clicked!
Hashtag mind blown.
I've
Oh,
been there multiple times.
Oh.
Yeah, no, okay,
Hashtag
cool.
too many hashtags.
Nice. Well, I thought we'd bring you on the show. Well, I didn't think that you guys thought about this, and then I got invited to a three-way conversation.
That was exactly the what I
That
wrote,
was the
wasn't
text.
it?
That was the text. Yeah. But it'd be nice to sort of know what people can expect you to be talking about this Thursday, Mr.
Awesome.
Vandal.
Well,
Mr. Vandal.
it will start with myself.
Okay.
I'm going to be talking a little bit
Mr.
about
Harley, and then Raina, and then Josh. So
Harley and then Raina and then Josh show.
Yeah.
And then we'll get on with our standard what do we do bit in a bit. But we'll talk about because we've started the conversation now, and I feel we should continue it.
yeah.
So what's your bit about in the masterclass?
That's a good question.
What's your bit about on the masterclass, boy? Boy.
So I'm going to be splitting it into three sort of main sections, which will be sort of starting with networking, meeting musicians, meeting bands, and also interacting with venues to sort of try and further your band's path and get good gigs and stuff. Then I'm going to do a bit on learning songs efficiently, because a large part of learning songs is not spending 3 days learning a song when you've got like a whole 20 songs to learn for the weekend, you know. So it's knowing what songs, knowing what songs to learn the most and which songs you can kind of get away with. After, when you get good at that, you can do that within a couple of listens. I'm sure you've done that before where you've gone, yep, I got that one.
Yeah.
This one needs more time.
Yeah. You get the chord
Yeah.
structure down, you kind of get it in your brain. You can remember the melody, and you got reference points then.
Yeah. And the third bit is going to be about interacting with your band, which I will enlist the help of Mr. Raina, because it's going to be mostly focused on the drummer, because I feel the bass player talks mostly to the drummer, and that's where, that's where you lock in.
I was watching a really interesting video today, actually, from a YouTube channel called Polyphonic, which is one of my favourite YouTube channels. And he delves into just sort of backstage stories and sort of things. He did a really interesting video about Tool and how they use maths in their songs. But he did a great one about John Bonham and talking about drummer, him being such a different drummer, because instead of really locking in with John Paul Jones, he would mostly lock in with Jimmy Page, and he would be echoing what the guitarist did rather than what the bass player did. And you can hear it in I'm trying to think, like Immigrant Song, like
It starts without bass, doesn't it?
Exactly. So it's quite interesting to just think about how your style will reflect with that, whether you follow in bass or guitar.
He would take it to the next level in that sense, as well as following the guitarist in terms of melody, because he'd always tune his toms to the key of the song.
Really?
In
Wow.
recordings.
Mad.
So every song they'd get like the pitch and make sure that the drums are tuned
that
in
why
the
it
same
sounds
key.
so
It's
fat?
madness.
Again, on that Polyphonic channel, he did another thing with John Bonham as well. Well, so much it was about famous recording places, and just places that were kind of the famous, like the Pink House that Bob Dylan and the band recorded in. And I can't remember where it was that they recorded Led Zeppelin, but you can hear the John Bonham in the stairwell when you listen to When the Levee Breaks.
That's
and it's so interesting. You sort of he shows pictures in the video of the stairwell, and you can kind of, when you actually listen to the song next to it, you can actually see that, you can make a convolution of it almost. But yeah, check it out. Polyphonic is a really interesting YouTube channel.
You have to put a link in the description below so I can check it out.
Scripts.
You both.
I bet when you
suggested
realised I
this.
was guesting, you were worried about me and Harley being hard to deal with. But now Harley's like, what have I got myself
What
into?
have I done?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Well. So yeah.
Bass player playing
So
with
that's
a drummer.
the first part of your masterclass.
Yeah.
That's the first part of So then we're going to have a small break, or as you average size people call a break. And
Okay, I didn't bring that one up.
I'm allowed to make those jokes. No one
Yeah,
else
you are.
is. That's how it
Nobody
goes. That's how it
else
goes.
is. Yeah.
And then we're going to go over to you, Raina.
So yeah, in my half, I'm only breaking it down into two things, really. As a drummer,
You
I
can't
think-
handle three things.
Yeah, we only
think
like
it's the
even
opposite,
numbers.
He's
so-
got like 3 Toms at least.
Yeah,
Actually,
Tom
I used to,
McCarthy, Tom Rout, and
Nice.
so plugs.
There we go.
Hashtag plugs.
Hashtag plugs.
I'm part of something.
Yay! So basically, I'm splitting it into two parts. So the first part's all going to be sort of about like practicing and discipline and incorporating the whole like less is more thing in drumming. Like I always think the bits you don't play are more important than the bits that you do play.
Totally.
And it's quite philosophical, spelled F-I-L.
Ah!
Ka-ching! Got
Round
one
of
pun in.
applause.
I have to
Round
get
of
a pun
applause.
You
in.
need
I hope
to
that
put
comes
that-
out in stereo. Nice. Yeah, Corey. Yeah,
So
carry
the
on.
You need to
second half-
put that on the.
I will. Philosophical.
Yeah.
Nice. And then
Do you have like a projector and you're
Yeah,
going to be
and
pointing at puns?
his
with a
thing will be
stick?
3 slides long. One will just be a picture of his face for the intro, and then it will just say philosophical
Yeah.
playing.
and the third one is here's my YouTube.
Yeah. But no, not even that. It will just say go out and smash it.
Nice.
Hashtag.
Yeah.
And then the second half is all about performance. You know, I've always said modestly speaking here, I'm not the most flashy player in the world, but I feel like I'm a good performer.
Yeah.
And it comes from experience and not only playing drums and growing up doing all different types of performing arts, and you really just learn like how to read a crowd and how much performance to put in.
Reading a
'Cause there's
band as well. Like it was just a small touch that I liked when the King's Lynn gig was the first gig you played with us. No, it wasn't. It was the second. Yeah, it was
or
the King's Lynn
third.
thing. And you just basically turned up. And you know we're all dressed all 50s and looking all badass, and you just small thing of just bringing some Wayfarer sunglasses, and in the pictures it really worked because you know and even your drums were the red and black colours
Colour
of the
scheme,
same colour scheme we had on the shirts. So little touches like that really help, especially when you're depping.
Yeah.
It's sort of
Yeah.
checking out a band and see how you'll fit well in
Exactly.
that mix.
Nice.
So
I think
that's
at
part
the
of
first
it,
gig
yeah.
I even rocked up wearing a bolo tie, man. I was
Yeah, you
just
did.
like, I need to look the part.
Yes,
Got
yeah.
my collar tips out the
You're
cupboard.
like YOLO.
YOLO ties.
Yeah, I like it.
But
Nice.
yeah, that's basically it. And then I'll just round it off with playing some stuffs and put it into practice. Like, this is how to do what I said, and this is what happens if you don't.
Cool.
I'm liking that we've got some of these things going on around here. You know, Dave's quite well has fitted these in quite well with the school holidays
Yeah.
and everything like that. I mean, it's quite difficult, I can imagine, for him with school holidays coming in because we don't teach on the school holidays, but of course you still kind of need to work.
Yeah.
So fitting those in has been a smart choice. But also Sam Robson from IEM
Yes.
runs these things sometimes, and he and I were in talks of setting up some masterclasses, and filling the things is quite difficult. But I think they are really good value for money. If I'm saying it right, is it £10?
£10
3 hours.
Yes. Yeah.
3
Or
hours.
£12 on the door. But
£12 a door. But see, you know,
That's
you're
half the
immediately
price
getting
of a rock project lesson.
yeah, and
And
That's it.
also
rock project
Well-
teachers going more in depth.
yeah.
Exactly. So you end up just being, you end up going more in depth with things. You end up having more time with the teacher, and you can kind of ask more questions. A lot of the time when you are in a rock project session, you've got sort of 4 other students with you. You are getting stuff done because you've got performances coming up, so
Yeah.
you're working on specific things. So if you do have specific questions, they're not going to get answered as often as they would do at these masterclasses. So yeah, I think that's a great idea for you guys to be doing this.
Yeah. No, and say we've got Rob's on tomorrow, which
Vocal masterclass.
tonight if you're downloading this straight away as soon as it comes out. Or,
and that's at the railway also.
That's on the railway.
If you have time to get down, we saw a little preview of him rehearsing it earlier, and it's really good stuff.
Yeah, he's got some really good pointers, some really good bits of information. And
pointers is in like a laser pointer with his
has got a laser pointer.
He has got a laser pointer.
Fantastic. That's organised. I love it.
We've also got Tom McCarthy doing his one on Wednesday.
Oh, you're doing a guitar-y masterclass.
Tom McCarthy. Wait. Tom
McCarthy.
Tom Masterclassy.
We're not going to get there now. It's going to have to crop up later on.
Cool.
Let's do a poll.
What should Tom call his Masterclassy?
Yeah, it's good.
And then Dave's going to be doing a theory one on Friday as well.
Great, yeah.
So yeah, that'd be all interesting. Enough of talking about the future. Which
are they all, are they all at the same time? Are they all going to be 6 till 9?
All 6 till 9, yeah.
And that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
And Friday.
Yeah. Cool. Tuesday,
Vocals,
Wednesday.
guitar, bass, drums, and then theory on the Friday.
Oh, fantastic.
We thought it was quite fitting to share a day, because bass and drummers are often like put into one little box, and stuff that a drummer talks about, a bass player can really relate to, and vice versa. So I think it's going to be good for some of my guys.
It's
who are
almost
coming
like
along.
you'll have a rhythm section.
Exactly.
Well, that's it.
Rhythm
I wanted to feature Rainer in my masterclass, and Rainer wanted to feature me in his masterclass.
Yeah.
So it kind of made sense that mine end up not happening. It should be happening today. We're recording Monday night. But because didn't realise when we booked it that the Monday would be a bank holiday, and a lot of people
have plans.
People have got plans. People want to do family things.
One thing we haven't actually said is, where do people get tickets from?
Contact myself, Rainer,
Rainer,
or David Brown, or the Rock Project Ipswich, anything like that. Drop us a line. And we'll
so they can go through the Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook's
good.
Tweet us. We gave our handles out earlier, so at Rainer Vandel, find me. And I'll I'll private message you some deets on how you buy the ticks.
Yes, and at Harley C and stuff. Do it that. You can even
if you don't want to, just do anything with the masterclass, say hello.
Yeah, just say hello. Just if you can,
I make a really big deal of replying to absolutely
every
person who comments on the YouTube videos, Instagram posts, Twitter, anything that's like more professionally related, not just my personal stuff. Like, I had a cup of tea this morning. Anything music related, I'll always reply to people.
Yeah. We talked about this on the show a while back, of just how difficult it is sometimes to keep on top of that, and just really picking and choosing your battles. Because you'll get, some people, it was like on the Impilo page ages ago, there was somebody that isn't a hip-hop fan, obviously, because I sort of looked at his profile, and he's got sort of one under-the-chin pick, and he's about, 70. Just sitting there going, this isn't music. And I'm like...
Thank you. I love it, I encourage it. I got my first hater the other day.
Nice.
And I was just like, everything they said, I could have ripped them apart, but I just gave them the honour of replying saying thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the only way you end that.
Yeah.
I could have gone back and bullet pointed, well, this is where you went wrong, this is what you should have done, and next time.
It's great.
I think, remember when you got your first dislike on a video?
I almost cried, then found out it was my nan. She did it by mistake.
You hope.
She says, I didn't mean to, darling. The thing is, I don't remember what my first dislike was, because I haven't checked. Well, I now am checking my YouTube way more often.
I don't know if we've got any dislikes on our YouTube video, on our Harley and Josh show. I hope maybe just dislike. If you're watching this on YouTube, just give it a dislike. I want to know if anyone's
a social experiment.
Yeah. I want one video that's got like 20 dislikes.
You're only saying that because every time we look at the dislikes, we'll be like, oh, that's because we told them to.
Yeah, it's justification for any future dislikes.
Yeah. Also, it means everything else we're getting more likes than our previous weeks.
Game, Cotton.
Yeah. But if someone dislikes a video, it kind of means that, unless you tell them to, obviously, it means that you're far removed enough for someone to have that sort of opinion. Your best friends, your family, your grandparents won't just dislike your video intentionally.
Yeah.
But some kid in Peterborough that's never seen you before and finds your video from searching, I want to know how to make my drumsticks last longer, and he goes, he plays Vic Firth, dislike.
Actually Primark, so if you're listening, Primark, I love your sticks, please sponsor me. I kind of embrace it though, because you've got to think about it this way. It's like they would have had to watch the video to dislike it. So like the algorithm kind of works in my favour. They've watched it, giving me a view, and they've given me interaction, which helps my videos come up more.
That's more than you can...
So they're doing me a favour, thinking they're like slagging me off.
And also, I've spoken about
that doesn't happen often, by the way. I'm saying this like I'm the most hated dude in life.
It's good. That might help.
I'm not Logan Paul.
Sorry. No. And we were talking about this on the show before, and I was thinking about how some people just like to dislike things. So, like, if you are if somebody is kind of interacting in that way, they are still kind of being entertained, so you are still doing your job. So it's kind of like, I can feel satisfied in that I've done a bad job for them, to them, you know.
The only video
I've done a good job and doing a bad job for them.
The only video I've ever had that had dislikes where I was like, fine, I admit I deserve those, is like the first time I experimented doing proper like not clickbait, like a picture of a naked woman on the front, like, oh my god, you won't believe what happened to me, and then the video is about like tuning drums. But it's just like, it just said my last video. Harley gave me so much stick for this, and then when I talk about it, it's the last video of the year, and I changed the format, so it was almost like a new Rainer after that video. But I got so much stick for it. I didn't like disappointing people, so I went and changed the title of the video.
See, that's good.
I'm glad you did.
I'm glad you did that. Yeah, me too. I saw that. I was like, you know,
I was like,
as an avid subscriber of yours,
Yeah.
Broke my heart.
It was a social experiment
to
see how much that happens, and it ended up being one of the most viewed and one of the ones that had the most interaction in terms of people being like messaging me like, "Oh, I love your videos, don't stop." And I'm like, so
it works,
this is the bad side of things when you can manipulate things that way.
I had this
so I try
with,
to be as honest as possible.
This channel that I follow, which I absolutely love, is Samurai Guitarist, which I get quite a lot of tips from, and also teaching tips as well. Sometimes I'll sit there and think, "Oh, crikey, I'm not sure what to cover today. Okay, let's look at." And he had one that he's just posted up, I think today actually, just saying, "I'm sorry." ... And it's him.
So many YouTubers do that,
right? And he's sort of, and he's looking really sad on it. And what was it? It was just about him. So a couple of my emails got leaked, and some videos of me went out of me singing. And I just want to say I'm sorry. And it was so staged because it's him singing like Celine Dion doing the Titanic thing. He's like, "Never." Like, really bad singing. It's just basically him apologising for that. And I'm watching it, I'm like, God's sake, I've already got my 30-second view, so like, it's worked, isn't it?
Yeah.
But, you know, like I
think there's two different sides. Like people hear clickbait and always think it's negative, but I mean, nearly everything in like a trailer for a film is clickbait. Like the front cover of a book is clickbait. The teaser for a new album by your favourite band is clickbait. There's a difference between something that has no relevance to the actual video and something that's just an engaging title that incorporates something within the video.
Yeah.
The latter one I prefer. I try not to do it at all. I try to keep them as blatant as possible. But that one, I was just like, maybe I'll just dive into the dark side for a little while.
I'm not very good at that because I'm so very much straight and down the line. You know, with the band, it's it's rock and roll, it's rockabilly, and it's kind of like you're not trying to sort of beat around the bush.
Magic.
But with I did use it a little bit because when we did the Sue Marchant BBC East live video, and at the end of the song, the bridge of the double bass collapses with bloof, and I just sort of put, video with a surprise ending. So that's clickbait.
True.
That's
that clickbait. Is, but it's a surprise ending.
It is actually what it is.
But
they were hoping, the perverts were hoping for something different.
I've shared it and went, this is the best plot twist of 2018.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it was good.
I was happy with that.
Oh, that's good. So
I watched that video like 5 times in a row.
I know, that is really funny. It was the look on Murray's face, the poor guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so I think it's time for...
Should we talk about what we've done? Because we haven't even... We're 23 minutes in.
What'd you do, Holly and Raina?
And Josh.
None of that was in tune. That's because I got a chromatic harmonica going...
3 musicians and we can't... No,
every time.
We'll have to try and get the outro right, because we should do the outro live.
Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's start with Harley first.
Stay better in tune than what we've done so far. So, where should we start?
Start for you,
Let's go clockwise, because we are sat in a clockwise fashion. I don't know in what...
This is a triangle.
We're in a clock, but I'm not sure if we're very wise.
No. Okay, so shall we talk about me? What did I do last week? When we last chatted was Monday, wasn't it? So, Wednesday. That's where my week's going to start.
Okay.
I can't remember what happened Tuesday, so
You were
Wednesday.
asleep for the beginning of it.
Probably not actually.
Yeah.
I'm very tired.
Yeah.
So Monday I was Wednesday. Damn it. Words. Right. So Wednesday I had the pleasure of going to the Royal Albert Hall to see Stephen Wilson, and my lord, it was good.
Nice.
Okay, for layman's like me, like I asked you on the way, who's Stephen Wilson?
He was the singer and sort of frontman for the band Porcupine Tree.
Porcupine P.
And yes, and later done his own Rolo Second under his
You've just killed Rainer.
nursed
I am Rainer.
under his nursed fame
It's all the Runus
of Weaven Stilson.
Stilson.
Man,
Let's
so
go
if
back to
anybody
English.
got that, let's go. Okay, so
the Royal
he used to
Albert
play in
Hall.
So he's the
Porcupine Tree.
front man of Porcupine Trio.
Porcupine Tree under his no name, Stephen Wilson. This is his, I think it's his third album since leaving Porcupine Tree, or since Porcupine Tree disbanded as such. And it was so cool. Like,
So you sold it out 3 days straight.
3 days in a straight.
mad.
3 days in a straight. So we went to the second day. On the third day, he filmed it, which will be coming out on a DVD, and I'm definitely going to be getting that.
Nice.
Is that the day you were there?
No, I was the third day they filmed it. I was only there on the second day. And we were saying, actually, I'm glad that because he did 3 different sets, I'm glad we weren't out there on the day that he filmed, because he would have played predominantly the new album. And although the album is good, I kind of prefer the older stuff, and he played a bit more of that. He played a couple of Porcupine Tree songs and a bit more of a varied set.
So for you, is he one of those guys where you go and you just want to see the hits, like the classics? You don't really go there to watch the new album. There's a couple bands I'm like that with.
Yeah, it's not even such go with the hits, because we didn't really
you know
have
what I
any
mean.
hits.
Best
but
of, yeah.
just he played a few more of the Porcupine Tree songs, and they're all like really odd B-sides that weren't really like the hits of that album, but those albums are just flawless anyway. The interesting thing was the visuals that he had going on there was as well just awesome. He had 2 projectors. He had one at the back of the stage, and he had one on a see-through curtain at the front of the stage, and was projecting. So there was a projection, there was a TV screen in front of the stage, and there was one song, I took some pictures of it, where he had it was like a silhouette of a girl doing some dancing to the music.
Clickbait.
Nice.
She was fully dressed.
Oh.
I think it was only silhouettes. You couldn't really see much, but it was so cool because it was started all this. She was dancing around the stage, and then she was dancing in the middle. But this video was split 3 ways, and where she was standing with her legs in a fashion was directly above Stephen Wilson himself,
wow.
Nick Beggs on bass, and the new guitarist whose name I can't remember because he's a new guy.
Okay.
But like
Newman.
but
Yo,
the
Newman.
symmetry on it was just beautiful, and it was really cool. And
Sweet.
it was just so
when you were
cool.
telling me about it, it brought to mind Pink Floyd shows of the 90s where
Yeah.
they had the sort of the stretched circular projector kind of thing with that sort of stuff.
Well, actually, funny thing you should say that, because they had guest guitarist Dave Kilminster
Right.
come play with them, and he's now next week, or which is now this week, he starts his tour with Roger Waters.
So cool.
It kind of made me think of some of the like live Gorillaz footage I've seen, or like
Yeah.
9 Inch Nails stuff from back in the day, because they used to do a lot of that stuff
Same
as well.
with Gary Newman.
Nari Gooman.
Newman.
Fun fact,
I'm gonna show you guys some
Gary Newman is older than Gary Oldman.
That's my favourite fact of the day. Fact of the day. I saw Gary Newman at the Roundhouse. I've talked about this on the show, and it was the same thing. When you've got that kind of big projecting and nice imagery, it works really well with that kind of music.
I'll show
They're
you-
not anywhere
I'll show you a
near
picture,
similar.
just so you can see.
Oh right, yeah,
kind of
okay. So
what
I'm describing it. It's pink and blue, and there's a kind of an H kind of shape, and the lady's in pink, and I can
Harley,
imagine
why
that
don't
looks
you link
incredible.
Billy that video in the description?
I will do. I'll link a Billy this picture.
Showing
I'll-
videos on radio is a weird thing.
We'll chuck the picture up on our Harley and Josh show page at some point in the week.
Yeah, great.
So for those listening at home, refer to this picture.
Sweet.
But it was just really cool because you could still see the band, but then there was stuff happening in front of it and behind it. So there was never any distraction. It was just really well done, and it was just
Interesting
awesome.
little fact. Do you know it's actually illegal to film gigs
Yeah,
on your phone? And like
Everyone does it.
Yeah, everybody
Weird.
absolutely does. And I was doing it when I went to see 36 Crazy Festival a while back, and I was sitting there going, "Why am I filming this?" I'm going to put it up online, and that is probably breach of copyright. No, I mean, I doubt anybody's going to be looking at me and going, "Oh no," people. Well, but it's still that thing of like, I'm not going to look at this again, and I've probably annoyed somebody behind me right now.
It really upsets me when I watch footage of bands, right, and then like live footage, and then they pan out to a shot of the crowd, and the entire front row is just mobile phones, and you're like, you've queued for probably 10 hours to get to the front, and you're just watching it through a tiny screen.
And it's, a lot of venues will actually put up disclaimers at the entrance gates, and they will actually say, no, it is illegal to film this gig. And sometimes people will actually ban phones at gigs, and they'll actually put them on the side. And I think that's
a really good idea.
When we walked in, the ushers taking us to our seats and showing us where they were like, just a heads up, no flash photography or videos.
With Little John there as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
And they were, it was.
It's the bicycle pump version of it.
So the ushers and Little Johns and crew were like telling you to put your phone away.
And they were saying photos are fine, just no flash photography. And Stephen Wilson has publicly said, please don't film this gig.
Yeah.
And the reason why, and he was like, look, I've paid a lot of money to get some lovely cameras here.
Yeah,
your camera is probably not going to look great. There's going to be someone in the way because there's always someone taller than you at the front. It's like the quality's not going to be great. The sound's going to be awful. And why should someone on YouTube have to traipse through videos and videos of just crap shots?
Yeah, it's true.
When I can chuck a video of a much better performance with the audio coming straight from the desk and just a higher production show. And it's like,
I think it's different when it comes to smaller shows like ours. Though.
Like
the ones, I mean,
I'm
talking for myself here, but we play smaller shows here, and so like so people are filming it. I think it's good for us.
It's encouraging for us because it's free advertising.
Exactly. They'll be putting up on their Facebook page, etc. But then we can also sit there and say, can we use that footage?
Yeah.
And then and that's what I've actually been doing a lot on my YouTube channel at the moment. Is I'm just uploading lots of old footage of us playing.
Yeah.
So people can see what we're like live. But it's very difficult for me to do that because I can't really sort of do selfie footage while I'm one-handed playing. Well, I can do that, but it would look stupid.
I think it was Too Drunk to Funk. They did
You did that well to not swear words again.
Yeah.
They did, Too Funk to Drunk. They did a video on. They uploaded it to Facebook, I think. But what they'd done is they'd recorded it straight from their desk with their sort of high quality preamp stuff. I think they had a Behringer XR18 at the time.
Nice.
But they said, we're going to do this song, but we need everyone in the crowd to get your phones out and film it.
Nice.
So they filmed it and get everyone of every angle and got some close shots because they were kind of went, oh, that looks a good shot of him playing guitar and stuff like that.
Oscar's skirt, yeah.
And they sent them all to the band, and the band cut the high quality audio, and then various different angles from people filming on their phone.
It's a great idea. I've wanted to do that for a long time.
It's a really cool idea, and I think that's something I'd like to try, and I might even try it this week with Chart Attack if we have a good crowd. So
yeah, great idea.
Yes.
Are you doing it at the Rep?
I'm playing this Friday at the Rep. Yeah,
wow,
with Chart Attack. So.
Yeah. What else have you done?
Oh, thank you. I have done else.
I feel like the producer of the show now, just moving it along a little.
Do.
Well, we need one. Yeah. So that was Wednesday. Thursday, I played laser tag.
Took her for a drink on Friday.
Yeah, nice.
What did I do on Friday? I can't even remember. I think I had a game.
You were making love by that point.
Yeah. And Thursday and Friday, Saturday.
We chilled on Sunday.
I hardly chilled on Sunday.
What did you do?
We were doing our full-on day with the rock project during the day. I'd rehearsal at 10 in the morning, then ran to the Labour Club in the afternoon for the rock project juniors performance at 1:30.
Brilliant.
And then again at 5:30 with the senior students with Harmless Crossfire did a set.
It was awesome, man.
I was so proud.
This is like a lot mostly down to you, them doing this as well, because you have good connects with those guys at the Labour Club, and I think we were talking about this last week as well. So you kind of hooked up Harmless Crossfire with this. How did this work?
So I was with Chart Attack when we got a new system. I talked about we rehearsed at the Labour Club. We wanted a big room to practice in, and the woman who booked us, she went, "Oh, you're obviously playing a band. Did you want to play on our open day?" And I said, well, I would, but we're later on playing down the Cork, so it's not fair for us to play a gig here.
Audience,
and then, so, however, I could sort you out something. So, well, okay, what are you thinking? I was like, well, I teach at Rock Project. We've got loads of students. They'd love an opportunity to play to some Felixstowe crowd, because we're mostly based in Ipswich. Yeah. Would you entertain that kind of thing? She said, oh, that's great. Love the idea of it. And sent them some flyers, and they'd advertise it in the Labour Club, and it went down so well. I had a bit of a tear in my eye at the end when they played The Chain, and it just before the bass solo, everyone just went crazy cheering, and Liam on bass kind of went, "Oh, wait a sec."
Yeah,
because you know it's kind of all in time, but he kind of went, "Nah, I can milk this for a bit longer." And you had that look on his eyes of, "I'm in control here."
Yes.
I'm like, oh,
he's getting it.
He gets it.
Yeah.
He gets it. You know, and it was such a great performance. Loads of people, real good, kind words, and said, you know, not only these kids are enthusiastic, they were like, that guy on guitar, that girl singing, how is she that good at that age? And, you know, they were like, I wish there was something like that when I was a kid, you know, and I'm sure we were much the same. There were similar things, but like that, everyone was just had nothing but great words to say.
I remember
about
it was probably about 2-3 years ago when I think like it was you and I sort of hooked up again for the first time in a while since I got back from doing sort of uni and the boat stuff. We were saying, do kids go out and book gigs in village halls anymore?
Yeah.
Do they just go around and...
God, I used to do that when I was like 16.
Right?
Man.
Yeah.
And like we were talking about, do kids do that anymore? And we didn't see it happening. And it's just... And funnily enough, along comes Rock Project. And I'm not sure if it was... I think Rock Project has had a massive thing to do with that, definitely. But it's also the fact that we've become connected with it again, and we're running in those circles again, that we're seeing it.
That's
and I
it.
don't think it does
sounds
go
like
away.
a horrible thing to say, but it might also just be that in the sort of our age now, all
Yeah.
approaching 30, we've sort of outgrown that and all have more of a place in
me of that, man.
the sort of scene that we're not having to book village halls anymore.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't hang around with 15-year-olds, so I don't really know what they get up
Well,
to.
now we do.
Yeah, well, I guess
just
we
not
do.
hanging around. It's
Yeah.
in a professional setting.
Yes, yes.
But yeah,
Hashtag
anyways.
DBS.
yes. We do. We are all DBS checked in this
Enhanced
room, by the way.
DBS.
Enhanced,
Yeah,
exactly.
even
Yeah. They had to extra look for us.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
They just all went, that guy looks a bit like a fish.
I don't think they check
I don't
podcasts
trust him.
though. Yeah. Oh, great.
Oh, yeah,
Thanks.
by the way, the poll's in. You look like a German fish.
Good.
Klaus.
No.
Klaus. Hashtag.
Was it a Klaus race?
Oh. It's like there's two Harleys.
So, Rainer, what did you get up? Oh, wait, I didn't even talk
Did you
about
finish?
Sunday night. So Sunday I played with Chart Attack at the Cork, and I'm still getting over it. It was so good.
Yeah,
It was- People, like, I've wanted to play at the Cork with Chart Attack for so long because it's the perfect audience. You've got the sort of... I've always played it with rock bands, and although it goes down well, it's so good to see... There's always those sort of party goers, and Chart Attack being a bit more pop based, a bit more dance based, a bit more an entertainment band rather than a rock covers band as such. You know, it really went down like a house on fire, and
I'm not sure that's the right analogy. I think it just sounded like the whole thing just went.
It went down.
It went really. I think it went up. I think you know.
No,
It
I think
went up
off.
like the opening montage of
It
the
was
film
lit.
Up.
Nice.
Okay, let's go with that. Let's go with that.
Good.
It went more well than a hole with water in it.
Then the place burning down.
I like that.
Yeah.
Good.
It went more well than
Good.
a hole with water in it.
Yeah, it's good.
Longest hashtag ever.
I wanted to count how
longer.
many times we've said hashtag in this podcast. It's great.
This episode's just going to be called hashtag.
Yeah, it's great. Good.
Hashtag. Yeah, so
That was your Sunday. And
that was my
yesterday.
Sunday. Yeah, I got home very late. It took ages. We were talking about
Back
the
it down.
subs last week. It sounded awesome. It took me a while to get the sound right, but I was quite happy with it eventually. And yeah, lots
It
of
always takes
lots of
ages to pack
positive
down in
ones.
places like that because you know everybody, and at the
Stairs.
end they're just coming up to stairs as well. That
Stairs,
sucks.
that's the thing that
They've got a
does-
balcony there, haven't they?
Yeah,
Chuck it off.
Yeah,
No, but
Get
there's
one of those things firemen have when they catch babies out of buildings.
Johnny Fireman. Yeah, so
John Fireman.
the thing is, like, you end up with just people coming up to talk to you afterwards, and they're just like, have a game of pool, have a pint with me,
Yeah.
sort of thing, and then you just look around, and the gear is still, the lights are still flashing, the gear is still
Apart from
on.
the drummer's always just said that, I hate my life and constantly put up stands.
say that.
Too many bulbs.
We were quite quick to pack down because
Good.
Toby, he's recently, well, he
a
hasn't,
baby!
but his
Baby.
lovely,
Congratulations,
lovely
sir.
other half, Laura's had a baby, and he wanted to make sure and get back, make sure she was okay, and she wasn't having to deal with him the whole night, and so she was.
What's the baby's name?
Oscar.
Oscar's good.
yeah. He named his
So
baby
was Charlton a bit.
after Oscar Charlton.
Is that true?
I don't think it. No, apparently, as soon as he was born, and he looked at his baby, and he turned to her and went, "It's Oscar. He looks like an Oscar."
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that was a compliment or not, but
maybe Oscar and the rest of Chart Attack were paying him off.
Yeah. And whoever gave the most amount of money, Harley, you should have given him more money, man.
We joke. I can't remember what the joke was, but there was something about Toby was saying something along the lines of saying Oscar, how he's.
Is it Oscar Elliott by any chance?
No, it's
Oscar Elliott.
Oscar Adam Houghton, named after middle name after his dad,
nice.
which is lovely.
So was that your week? Was it?
Yeah, I hadn't finished telling my joke, but
What was the joke?
Well, if you waited, I'll tell you.
We've been waiting for a long time.
Yeah,
for Raina's part.
he was saying something on the lines of he made a slight Oscar being the weak member of the band or something, or no, Elliot made a joke, even though he's far from it. If anything, he carries the rest of us along. But and I think Elliot was like, he's not that great, is he? And I was like, yeah, but I don't know any babies called Harley Adam Houghton now.
Just because the initials would just be
Ha.
Ha.
And that's what Harley did this week. What you do, Raina?
I'm going to keep mine nice and concise, really, because my Sunday was literally the same as Harley's as I was there.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, cool.
Although I did have the best run I've ever had on a 2p machine on Sunday in my life. A pound's
supposed to
worth
run
of
on those things,
tuppences
right?
got me so many sweeties. And it was a fitting Easter. But anyway, I'm going to talk about musical things. So I'll keep the next part concise AF as well, because I was with Josh helping to film the new Lockabilly's video, which is so awesome, and it was so fun to be part of that. And
we've seen a draft of it.
We have seen a giraffe of it. It was amazeballs.
No, it's a lion, mate.
Oh,
No, it was truth.
do you want to hear a fact about giraffes and Harley?
Go on.
Keep it music related.
Oh, I'm going to go me.
Do it. Keep the fact.
Apparently,
music
Harley's
related.
8 inches shorter than a baby giraffe. But anyway, so
Centimeters.
centimeters. Oh, it's even worse. So yeah, Friday. Friday, I was with Josh helping him film the new Lockabilly's video,
Good
and it was
Friday.
amazing on Good Friday, and it was a Good Friday.
It really was.
And I didn't book any gigs that weekend purely because I knew I was helping Josh, and then I was helping the Rock Project students be awesome on Sunday.
Legend.
So for once, I wasn't working; I was helping.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt good. But you were also doing editing videos as well.
Always.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because you do videos every Friday, is that right?
I aim for every Friday.
Yeah.
Occasionally, I might miss a Friday, but
You sometimes do stuff on Sundays if they're bigger. Do you? I know you have done stuff that come out on
in
Sundays.
a year, I've only ever missed one Friday, but the video came out on the Sunday anyway.
Yeah.
And then other times when I may have maybe missed the mark, I've put 2 out in a week.
Nice.
So it's like in a year, I've actually put out like 60 videos.
That's great, and they're all. I mean, I know your what's the word? Your tolerance for quality is quite high.
It is now. When I first started doing it, it was just like quickly get stuff online. But now I really care about it.
But even then, you wouldn't put out a video if you didn't think it was good.
Yeah.
No, because like I said to Josh in the last video, I treat it like my CV, just bringing it back around to like music, my curriculum Vandel. When I first wanted to get back into the scene and start drumming again and getting approached for the dep work, I thought, I've only just moved back to Ipswich. I don't really have anything to show for myself. So I filmed the drum covers with Harley, put them out there, started vlogging every gig I did, like with Josh and the Mementos and Lady J and the Troublemakers. And I was just like, now people can see that I drum still and I'm not just in the background. And the last 2 years for me has just been firmly implementing myself back in the Ipswich music
I
scene.
think that's another great thing about YouTube and social media platforms is just that drummers actually can have a bit of a voice for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So, because the video this week was up for last Friday. It was actually you and I talking about getting first gigs and stuff like this.
Yeah,
so,
man.
what kind of usually dictates what you want to talk about in videos?
Either stuff that my students ask me in lessons and I don't have time to cover, and I think a lot of people would like to know this, or I do have like a backlog of things. I've got a whole list of things I want to get filmed, and then it's just finding the time.
In your special notebook of dreams.
I have a little notebook of dreams. It's amazing. It's not like Will Smith's one from The Fresh Prince, just full of like chicks' numbers.
It's more like the Death Note.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I dedicated my weekend to helping others, but get their stuff done, really. Which leads on to the lock.
The lock.
I'm unprepared now. That was a short one. Thanks, Raina. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, that was a pretty crazy week. That was the most amount of sleep that I've lost over a gig, I think, in my entire life.
I saw you in the morning.
You were stressing the day before.
Yeah.
I was stressing, man. Yeah, I mean, it was so... Because I saw you guys... briefly, I think I saw you, Hardy, on the Wednesday. I think, and then I saw you on the Thursday, because you weren't about on the Thursday because you were at the Steve...
We had Murray.
Murray, and you were coming back from that show, I think.
No, I was playing laser tag.
That's it, playing laser tag. Good. Did you tell Dave that? Is that allowed to be on the podcast? No. Maybe edit that one out.
He was working.
Oh, he was working at the laser tag place.
It was quite a workout. My legs hurt so much after that.
But yeah, you really helped out with the video, because our mutual friend Dan Jacobs, who has helped you film Unity and Music shows on YouTube, which are still up there and they're all really good.
There's a good Sleepless Wild one.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I like that one. But so I love how you guys both get your phones out as soon as I start talking, but it's fine. It's
important stuff.
Ended up. You dropped those lights over in the morning as you were going off to Area 51 to do some more tracking for Rain Dance. Is that right?
Yes, I was reprogramming the studio, getting that ready because we're going live. We're officially open on Sunday, I believe.
This Sunday, cool. So yeah, you really helped out with that, dropping those spots off, and they were really useful. Turned up to the venue at 1:30, just started setting up, and I was just head down, get stuff done. A lot of people at our shows like to turn up early because I'm friendly with most people that come to the shows, and I pride myself on being able to talk to people and just sort of remember stuff that's going on in their lives. So I can just so I know why they're there. And a lot of the time that's why I did the Age UK loneliness gig, because there are people that come along to our gigs that are lonely, and they're not 65 plus. They're just having a hard time, and they come to a gig, not just our gig but a gig. Some of the people that come along to our shows go to both of your shows because they need company, they need something to do, they've had a bad day, they're having a bad time,
it's
and
an
they
easy
need
place to
forget.
socialise.
Exactly. So, but yeah, I wasn't so sociable that day because I was like, I need to get this done. There's a lot to think about with the video thing. I was producing it, so I'd set up the call sheets, I'd set up the storyboarding, I'd set out exactly what shots that we wanted, the angles that we needed, that kind of thing, so that all the fantastic volunteers like Mr. Rainer Vandel here, and Kezia, and Tom Rout, and Jamie Stark, and our fantastic runners Ben and Tom didn't have to constantly be thinking like, oh right, okay, well we need to think up something to do. There was all kind of laid out pretty much exactly what needed to be done by what times, etc. But it was still that thing of like, okay, you can plan something like a video shoot to the T, but when you get to the venue, there's always something. But there'd be people coming up to me, just Josh, yes, so blah blah blah. I'll be like, I'm sorry, I've got to crack on. So I felt really bad about that, but I managed to get around and talk to people once everything was set up and done. So I felt like I was actually practicing what I was preaching and talking to people that needed talking to. Not good talking to like that. I mean, you need a good turn off. Some of the shots that I was, because I was going around labeling it, the guys, once they'd got the shots that we needed on the call lists by the time that we needed, they were putting them on my Mac book in the folders that I'd set out, and the next day I sort of sat there sort of categorizing everything. So I was going through different SD cards and different folders and sort of finding out which shots had what in it and which bits worked with what, the timeline of the storyboard that I'd made up. And man, I was so impressed with the footage you got, Raina. Jeez.
Oh, thanks, man.
He's got the eye, innit? He's got the eye.
Yeah, I mean, what was fantastic was Jamie Stark got the best shots of the band, and you got the best shots of just the event. if it makes sense, because you knew exactly where my heart was with this video. My heart in this video was of getting footage of people sitting down or dancing with people of different age groups, different ethnicities, different backgrounds. You know, what I love about this video. There's people, you know, that with the blue rinse kind of hair that you know that haven't danced or moved for a while, with dancing with a lady with dreads, or a little child like Lily, and some of the students from the Rock Project were there.
Yes.
You know, younger kids dancing with older people. And oh man, just going through the footage, like I was close to tears. I didn't cry this time. I've been trying to. Harley mocked me the last time I was crying.
I didn't mock you. I was just. I brought
your respect for me just went down a bit.
It's moving though.
Hey,
man.
I nearly cried at watching the Rock Project students on Sunday.
Good.
So you know,
we're all very emotional, in touch with that.
Yeah.
Hashtag feminism.
I'd say the last time I cried, it's when Harley lost my album.
Oh!
Has that ever come up on the radio show?
It has, yeah.
That's a story for another day.
I would
let
like
Josh finish.
I
I'll
would-
let you finish.
Sorry. I would like to point out
You'd be back.
you'd already dismissed the album, said you're not really feeling it by the time
I just needed to do the vocals, and then I was like, Harley, I'm ready to do them. You're like, oh yeah, that's totes in the app.
No. There was. I don't
gonna make
know
a
if I want to do this or this song anymore. And
Can
was
I
like,
just
"There's only
remind all the
6 songs."
listeners that we're not arguing, and I love Harley very much.
It's just a blip.
It's because of me, isn't it? Please don't get a divorce. It was incredible to go through this footage and just see the kind of stuff that I'd had in my head. I mean, I came up with this video November time, I think it was. It was before we'd started recording the songs. I'd written Her Loving, which is what the video has in the background, and I thought, and I'd watched the Russell Howard video, and I had exactly what I wanted in my head. I showed Kezia the video that I'd had in my mind from the Russell Howard show and from South London Cares to get an idea of what it was. So just looking at these pictures, and it was like what had happened in my brain was now on a screen, and it had worked. You know, So all going well. Kezia will be sending me the video tonight, and I'll be keeping everybody updated from when that video is coming out.
Sweet.
So that was really good. So that was my my Saturday. I was going to be attending the fantastic Ms. Polly Haynes' single launch and video launch for I'm Fine, which is available on Spotify and iTunes. It's great. Production's great.
I guess YouTube as well. With the
video.
Yep.
We'll be on YouTube exactly. She was at the Queen Street Brew House last Saturday in Colchester. It looked great.
It looked like a great night. Yeah.
I unfortunately couldn't make it. Meg unfortunately couldn't make it, and I was playing guitar for her, and I'm still transportless at the moment, so I couldn't actually get up there. So, but I know that it went well, and obviously it was going to go well without me anyway. So well done, Polly. Well done.
Well done. Yeah.
So and then the Sunday got absolutely filled up with food by the lovely family, and then went down to the Warwick in Woodbridge to play a show. I was trying very hard not to bounce around. Do you know what it's like when you've just had
full
like
of food and chocolate and Eastery things?
I didn't eat any chocolate. I didn't drink any beer
Good old boy.
or alcohol or anything. Like, I can't drink before shows or during shows anymore. I'll have a pint at the end of a show, just as a bit of like a cheers sort of thing. I did that on Friday. I was like very conscious not to be drinking, especially like, you know, as being filmed. I didn't want there to be a pint on the stage. I was actually kind of a bit militant with the guys as well, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna get a pint." I was like, "Do not have it on the stage. I do not want to have any alcohol near the band. We're getting videoed, you know."
I got told off for that once before when the first Haven Holiday Park gig we did, and we'd not done had much experience with like function work and stuff like that before. It was, you know, this was talking 7 or 8 years ago now, and we actually got an email from the agent and went, "Look, you can't really have you with pints on stage because A, health and safety, drinks falling over in front of electronics, but also it's a family venue. There are kids there. We don't want you influencing the kids."
It's a professionalism thing as well. Like, you know, I think I at the end of a gig, when you've finished working, I mean, you haven't finished working, you're still packing down. But I think if you have a pint on the go while you're picking stuff up, carrying it around, I mean, you know, a pint lasted me a long time at the end of that. You know, like I was packing down all the gear, and I kept on being like, "Where's my pint?" And I'm looking at it. You know, there's 2/3 of it left
amazing
thing.
how different those worlds are. Because I'm worried I start to sound like an old record, but I'm very new to deck work and session work. The world I've grown up in of gigging and touring around in punk rock bands. Yeah. If you don't have a beer constantly on the go on stage, someone's like, "Are you okay, mate? Are you having a bad day?"
Yeah.
So it's weird for me. I've had to transition into like my thing is that I'd always not drink until I got on stage. Yeah. I would have one beer, make it last the whole set, and 2 waters. And I'd like go 1 for 1. So for every sip of water, I'd have a sip of beer, then water. So and then now, whenever I'm working with other people, like with Lockabilly's or whoever, I make a really conscious effort to not drink until afterwards.
I can't deal with it because like I just constantly have to go to the toilet.
Drinking
that much
the
liquid.
amount of gigs in fact, one of the gigs I did with you when we played like 2-hour-long sets, it might have been the classic car show one.
Right, in Rutland.
Oh man, like 10 minutes into the first set, I was like, I desperately need to pee right now. And I had to wait for like 40 minutes or something. Like, as soon as that last note hit, it was like, ba-doo-dee-boo-biddly-doo, I'm going to pee. And then I had to run off and just pee. It was so now I'm just like, maybe I just won't ever drink ever.
I think I really do believe that it should go on all things, not like, prohibition style thing, like nobody should drink ever. But like, I think if you are a person that wants to sit there and go, I'm a professional musician, etc., 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 or I want musician to be seen as a professional, a profession that is just as legitimate as a plumber, or electrician, or a lawyer, whatever. Then they don't drink on the job. You should drink on the job. If that's original bands, cover bands, touring bands, big bands on big stages, that should apply to absolutely everybody. It's like, drugs and everything. I'm not, you know me, I'm not, that person that's just like, oh no, drugs are bad and drink is bad for everybody, and everybody who needs to go to hell. It's literally just a professionalism.
You wouldn't drink at work.
No, you wouldn't drink at work.
Unless you work in a pub.
Yeah, unless you really hate your job. And if you hate your job, change your job.
Yeah, I know. I mean, a lot of pubs that I've worked in, they don't let you drink behind the bar. They might let you have a pint whilst you're packing down at the end of the night, but they don't want you getting drunk at work because then you're not able to do your work.
Imagine if we just rocked up to the Rock Project with a crate.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, dudes.
Yeah, exactly.
I was quite torn yesterday. We had a free drink token. And they were like, you have 1 free drink. And I was like, well, I feel like I should get my money's worth. And I could do with a pint. It's been a long day, even though it was only like the afternoon. But just, I don't necessarily like sweet drinks too much. But I was like, I'm here representing the kids. So I'm not sure where to have a drink and stuff. So
it's a
I had one and just kept
as
it
well,
hidden
like,
aside.
a lot of the time we look at things like beer and cigarettes as like a reward thing. It's like, oh, I deserve that at the end of the day, or I deserve that because I need it to calm down. I know I'm being the broken record here. We're doing the Sing Through the Smoke videos, but that was a big thing for me to overcome, is just the fact of I don't need a cigarette or a beer for me to sit there and go, oh, good, I can chill now.
Yeah,
it's literally just the fact of me switching to that mode of I'm not at work now, so I can relax. It's just that's the switch.
Right,
we got to wrap it up, eh?
We are gonna have to wrap it up. So we'll just do a quick fire round of if we got any. Do we have any gigs coming up this weekend? Or I know this Friday, as I've already said, I am at the Rep in Ipswich with Chart Attack. I think we're starting around 9ish. I believe. It's not ticketed. Free entry all night. We might have some new tracks coming already as well. So and plenty of dancey stuff for you guys. Yeah.
I am attending that gig.
Are you
filming a video? And
what of us?
No, that would be nice though. If I could get a couple other geezers along, we could do a live filming set for you. And I also have a rehearsal, East Town Pirates rehearsal, because we're gigging in Margate next week.
Dan to Margate.
Sorry.
Yay, that was a nice thing.
It's the Has and Jave. Nice. I have all private gigs this weekend and teaching. But yeah, quickly, the thing that I want to be promoting is the album launch show is now May the 4th.
Be with you.
There is exactly Star Wars references. No. Sorry, no,
just did the
no, I know.
Spock
I just
thing.
did the Spock thing. I know, just to annoy everybody. Yeah. Anyway, so tickets are going to be up on sale for that this week. If you want to sort of get more info, there's a video up and a poster up on the Lockabilly's Facebook and lockabilly's.com. If you want more content from us, you can go to Podbean, you can go to iTunes, you can go to YouTube, and you can also find us on Facebook.com.
Harley and Josh Show.
If you want some more content from Raina, what is your YouTube handle, sir?
YouTube.com/Raina Vandel.
Nice.
VANDEL.
Or, as we found out, just Google Raina Vandel.
Yeah.
Comes up with YouTube
Even
channel.
if you spell it wrong, I come up.
You're
now.
kind
It's
of a big
amazing.
deal.
Yeah. If you find it, give it a dislike on purpose.
No.
No, just on this episode on YouTube.
I convinced myself that all of the dislikes are my nan now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Raina Nandel.
Cool. It means I can get away with all the dislikes I leave on your channel.
Yeah.
Um,
That's fun.
Cool.
It's been fantastic.
It has been
Thanks for
fantastic.
To you,
having me.
Raina. Thank you
Thing
for
is,
coming
now there's three of us. We can do the outro.
on.
Okay, so
I'm staying in the middle.
I'll go.
up.
I'll go down low. It's the Harley and Josh show. Raina was there too.
And credits.